and welcome here as we get ready for race number 10 of the NNSCRA Hersheys Cup Series non-charter series. Quite a while back, race number 2, we had a debuting racetrack, Rio de Janeiro, the Emerson Fittipaldi Raceway. Tonight, we debut a brand new super speedway on the Hersheys Cup Series schedule. We were originally supposed to go to Bermuda, but I problems, the racing not that great. We are here at a debuting racetrack of Orlando Super Speedway, and we'll be running it for the entire race weekend tonight, the Pizza X Series race tomorrow, and the Hersheys Cup Series main event race in 2 days' time to cap things off. I'm being joined in the commentator's booth here tonight by one guy who knows a little bit about Orlando, another guy who's probably going to be using this race as an opportunity to kind of get some experience for the Hersheys Cup Series charter race in a couple of days. Michael Norman, Kyle Matthews joining me. How you guys doing?
Doing pretty good.
Doing good. This should be fun.
So we saw at Rio de Janeiro, these drivers ended up basically having to have a blank slate, learn the racetrack. It provided for some really good racing all weekend long. This is a super speedway that we've never been to on the Hersheys Cup Series circuit. What are these drivers looking for tonight, and are they going to try going for the lead, going for the win early on, or will we see kind of a bit of a learning period before they really decide to race it up?
Well, the big thing about Orlando is you're basically going backwards compared to other racetracks. I've raced here multiple times online. I've seen multiple, offline races here as well, so that's going to take some time to get used to. But other than that, I think you're going to see your typical super speedway racing. I think you're going to see guys, make some moves early on, but for the most part, they're going to try to position themselves here at the end.
Absolutely, and like you, I've raced online here too. It's just all over the place.
Engines.
Pick your line, stay in the draft, and hope you're up front towards the end.
And one of the few things about this racetrack in comparison to some other super speedways, comparison, the outside line can work here. You don't necessarily have to be on the bottom line to make forward progress. A lot of super speedways we go to, they say right down against that double yellow line is your best friend. But here at this racetrack, if you've got some drafting help on the high side, you can make that outside line work.
This is the first super speedway track I've ever seen that has grooves. The little black lines in there. I've never seen a super speedway with those before.
Yeah, I've got those little seams there. Well, it's going to be 17 laps of racing here tonight. Of course, the top 7 will transfer into the main event of the Hersheys Cup Series race, filling in slots 36 through 42 in a couple of nights. But these drivers are obviously trying to pick up as many wins as possible here because they're trying to get into the top 5 in the point stands to be able to get the 5 vacant charters at the end of the season. Right now, those 5 spots currently held by K Shearer. He has a 19-point lead over Daniel Gilbert. Caleb Farrell is 3rd in points, 21 points out. Quentin Moore has now moved up to 4th in the stands. He's 23 points back. Stephen Pollard III is in the 5th spot, 26 points out of the lead. And the drivers they'll be trying to get into the top 5 tonight that are close, that are 6 through 10, David Culpepper, Seth Cole, DJ Kurtis, Alex Gray, and Cole Deaver, who won last week at Kansas under rather interesting circumstances.
That Seth Cole guy doesn't need a charter.
No. That Seth Cole guy that got a penalty in the Pizza X Series last week for LaPaging a leader, but we won't get into that.
There's somebody on the apron. Somebody was on the apron back there. I don't know who it was, but there was somebody on the apron.
Trying to see if we can get a camera angle to see who it was.
It looked like there's smoke coming out of the back of the...
That might be Elijah Gilbert. I think that was Elijah Gilbert in the 8. So it looks like he won't even get to the green.
That's a tough break for the 8 car. It's something you never want to have happen, but here we go.
Green flags out here in the 10th race of the season for the non-charter cars. Henry Nova starting on the pole, former winner this season, trying to pick up his 2nd win. And I noticed one car that was starting there right behind him, that number 12 of Cody Smart, 2-time winner this season in the non-charter series.
Look at that outside line run. He just got by.
Yeah, and it didn't take them long to fan out the 4 wide. I mean, right when they crossed the line, they started.
Oh my gosh, they're like 5 wide.
I think they are 5 wide at some portion back there. Good lord.
Whoa, look at that, trying to go 6 wide maybe.
What is this? This is a very wide track.
Look at that outside line.
This.
Look at the outside line work though.
Cody Smart, Steven Gonzalez, Sean Henley up there, and they're making it work.
Look who's in the lead now. He got it all the way just from going to the outside line.
And Daniel Olson started from the 4th position, made the move to the outside line on the green flag, and was able to use the outside to be able to get around. And I think a big reason of that is too, and you guys can probably attest this as well, because all of a sudden, whoa, wait a minute!
Oh,
Contact between Chloe Ericsson and Tripentacula Vernio. We're under caution, actually. We're under the yellow.
I was wondering why.
Whoa!
Whoa! What the heck?
Vernio just turned Chloe Ericsson.
Saved it.
How was that not? How were there not more cars involved in that? I have no idea.
I
what
don't
brought out
know
the
either.
caution.
Because everybody was slowing down and realized how to use that thing called a brake pedal.
Well, we saw the contact crossing the start-finish line between Ericsson and Vernio, and I guess they took that into turn 1, and Ericsson going around was the end result. But we are under caution, apparently.
The field is split up, and here's what happened.
Oh, contact there between Chelsea Bowles and Ryan George. They saved it. We're looking at John Bunnell in the 232. Because apparently trouble started with him. Oh. Navarro.
Oh, look at that, right down into somebody, goes right back up the track, hard into the outside wall.
Alex Gray, Quentin Moore involved. And we mentioned Quentin Moore came into this race 4th in the standings. Gray came in 9th in points. Zachary Stoltz, our Bristol Dirt winner.
You know, it's a good thing this happened toward the rear of the field, and we didn't get more cars caught up in this thing.
John Bunnell there in the 232. And then this is what happened there. Okay, now at this point they're under caution. Vernio comes down into Ericsson, and then they make contact again. I'm not quite sure. Maybe something on the start that Vernio didn't like that Ericsson did, or
Who's in the 4th?
Daniel Gilbert.
There's plenty of room there.
It's only your driver.
Oh, that's right.
These two make contact, you know,
I
about 3 times, and then finally the 53
completely
just dumps
forgot.
the 46.
I completely forgot that I had like a 5-car team, and like half of them are uncharted.
And a great job everybody behind them to, you know, get on the brakes and, you know, not make this a bigger mess than what it already was.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen so many times at restrictor plate
wait, why
tracks
is
when they
J
stack
Shears
up like
down?
that. A lot of drivers with cosmetic damage that weren't initially involved in the reason the yellow came out. So great job everybody being able to get on the brakes, and
How did Dougie Shears go a lap down?
apparently got involved in something. I don't know. But Shears is going to line up on the inside, a lap down. Cars out of the race. John Bunnell out of the race along with Quentin Moore. Like Alex Gray's out of the race as well.
Let's see. I don't mean to be biased, and I just haven't watched a lot of races. The 4 or the 21 are mine. What other car was in non-chartered that was mine?
I think
know
those
I had
are
a
the only
5-car
2,
team.
because I believe the other 3 chartered rides that are part of the team are Tim Walsh, Nathan Hudson, and Brooke Allen in the charter series.
Yep. Man, I've forgotten so much. I forgot my own race team. Because you can't team owner I am. Hey, these guys
Yeah,
get
the
the
team
drivers.
owner who doesn't show up for work every day.
Yeah, driver's going to talk to him in team meetings. He goes, "Who are you?"
Yeah. Listen, can you
I
tell
give
me
him
how
the-
to get around Orlando? Who the world are you?
No, it's like this. It's like they're giving me the Kyle Matthews treatment, or I'm
Yeah,
giving
right.
them the Kyle Matthews treatment.
Well, we're back under green on lap 6 of 17. Daniel Olson restarting ahead of Henry Nova, and that 46 car that got spun by the 53 appears to still be up to speed. Battling there for 3rd place with Austin LaPlante.
So it's good drafting help coming there from the 4 of Daniel Gilbert. Well, as soon as I say that, Gilbert goes to the inside and leaves him hanging.
So as you mentioned, that wreck that took place that brought out the caution near the rear of the field. So now the question is, how anxious these drivers going to be to try racing it back up again here, up at the front?
No, we're on lap 6 of 17. I mean, I'm sure these drivers are going to try to do what they can to get to the front and try to, you know, see how long it takes them to get to the front. So it wouldn't surprise me to see them, you know, start racing it up again here before too long.
Got to take a look and see here. Daniel Gilbert out in front, and I might be wrong. or not Daniel Gilbert, Daniel Olson rather. And okay, yeah, this would actually, if Daniel Olson's able to close the deal and win this race, he'll be making his 3rd start of the season. Now, his first start was back at Las Vegas, and we remember that very well when he ended up paging the leaders in that race, ended up suffering a points penalty. He's made a race since then, cut the deficit down a little bit after that points penalty, but trying to get back into another points paying event to try and continue to counter that points penalty he got back at Vegas.
And you mentioned...
Rewind maybe for the lead here?
About that outside line work, and we just saw that. The 47 went to the outside, got some good drafting help, able to hold the lead for right now.
See the fork to slide up 2 lanes?
Yeah, DJ Kurtis there with Tripataki Vernio. We got a little bit of tandeming going on here. Ericsson with Lopez, Nova with Cole, and Kurtis for a moment had Vernio as his wingman. And again, remember, these drivers are just as much battling for that 7th position as they are for the win, because 7th place on up gets you into this week's main event race in the Hersheys Cup Series.
Keep in mind on that 46, if the 46 and 53 get near each other once again, who knows
Yeah.
what will happen.
Right now, I guess you could call Seth Cole the peacemaker,
Oh,
keeping the two of them separated for the moment. I swear, if we have another of those incidents, Michael, I quit. Nova, Nova tried to get a run there on the high line. I think he thought Lopez might go with him. Lopez instead going to go to the bottom, and we got a battle for the lead. Daniel Gilbert gets by Daniel Olson.
I believe that's the first lead change
That's
we've
my
had.
driver, I think.
I think. It's like he wins the race. Michael, you want to go down to victory lane? Why? Why? I didn't win the race.
It's like the 4-car's starting to pull away a little bit. These guys running for second spot, that's allowed him to jump out to a little bit of a lead. You usually don't want to do that at a super speedway, though.
No, I wouldn't think he'd want to either, because you
These
looked
cars
at
don't
how
have
he
res-
got
these
the
cars
lead
don't
back
have
from
res-
turn 4. He almost
cars
seemed
don't
to
have-
make the move on Olson by himself. He got such a big run.
Well, these cars don't have restrictor plates either.
Oh, that's true. Woo! Almost a little contact there between Vernio and the 53, Henry Nova in the 41.
And it's the top 5 that make it. Or was it top 5 or
The
top,
top
7?
7. Do you not listen to anything that is said?
No, I don't.
Apparently not.
If you don't, no, I listen. I just have a horrible memory.
Oy.
Well, Seth, you mentioned that 46 car with a little bit
Sometimes I
of cosmetic
don't even
damage.
remember
It
my
doesn't
own
seem
name.
to be affecting him, and he's up in second spot right now, trying to go for the lead.
Yeah, Chloe Ericsson doing a great job right now. And, I mean, you think about the damage that she suffered. I mean, it was basically a little bit of rear end damage, got up into the safer barrier, and it was under caution. It wasn't at full speed. So, yeah, I guess not really surprised to see that she's... Whoa!
Oh, look at that fake out.
Good
What a move
grief.
there.
So, by the way, my memory is so bad. Sometimes I don't even know my own name. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and go, ah!
Yeah, I'm not
Wow.
even going to give a comment on that.
Apparently you're not going to comment at all because you just got really quiet.
That's right. Daniel Olson back out in front. Look at the run Chloe Ericsson's getting there on the straightaway. She might make a move down here into turn 1. We still got a ways to go here, too. I mean, they just hit the stripe, put lap 11 on the board. We've got 7 laps remaining in this thing. Ooh! No, or that wasn't Nova, that was Lopez forcing a hole to the inside. And there's Caleb Farrell. I mean, we talked about some
somebody's
drivers.
blown up.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's last week's winner, Cole Deaver, the 66. Oh, what a shame.
That is a shame. That's the second engine failure we've already seen today. The 8-car blew up before the race even started, so I don't know if these guys are overheating or what.
And Cole Deaver, who won last week, that win moved him up to 10th in the point standings. Tough break for him.
Lap car. Lap car coming up.
That was Carson Gum, I believe, in the 85.
Oh!
Oh! Got a spin!
Kev Shearer and I don't know who else that was.
I don't know either. It was another car there. That was Nova. Henry Nova in the 41. And no caution.
Caution out.
No caution.
They both got it back going and they spun underneath the racing surface.
That's right. Yep, they both were down beneath that double yellow line, never came back up the racetrack, so we're still under green.
Good news, bad news for those two. The good news, they didn't suffer any damage. The bad news, they didn't bring the caution out, so they lost a lot of ground. And unless the caution comes out here, they're going to be out of this thing.
And for K
Almost
Shearer,
going
the bad
5
news
wide
is
again.
twofold. With that caution not coming out, he came in as the points leader, so that really is going to possibly hurt him in points depending on where he finishes, as our NNSCRA split cam will show us what happened here since we're still under green. Oh!
Bit of
That
a
was a
domino
chain.
effect there.
That was a chain reaction. Yeah.
I don't know if Daniel Olson had any prior contact, but he just came down into Kurtis. Kurtis then comes down into Nova, who then comes down into Shearer.
The Nova and Shearer get the worst of it.
Yes, they did. And like you said, Kyle, no benefit of a caution flag to be able to catch back up. And time is running out for that opportunity as well. I mean, if they wreck now, I'm thinking within the next 2 laps, if they don't have a caution come out and the caution comes out afterwards, more than likely this race would end under the yellow flag.
Or like your face would end under the yellow flag. Just kidding.
My face always ends under the yellow flag. What are you talking about?
Well, we've got a pack of about 10, 11 cars maybe here. All these guys shooting for the top 7, so this is going to be interesting. Looks like the top 2 have kind of pulled away just a little bit.
Yeah, seem to have a little bit of a strategy going on here. Do Olson and Ericsson stay single file as they race for 3rd behind him, and they can remain up there in the top 2, but then again, neither one of these drivers have been to victory lane yet in the non-charter series, so you got to think Chloe Ericsson's only going to be satisfied to push Daniel Olson for a little while. When we start getting down to about 2 laps to go, maybe the white flag lap, I don't think she's going to be willing to push him across the start-finish line.
The car's caught up again. Here comes the 4 down to the inside, maybe trying to look to see if he can get a move down underneath there.
Daniel Gilbert now has James Richardson with him. James Richardson, of course, a former chaser last season in the Hersheys Cup
Oh,
Series.
look at the 4. Move the 46 car up the track a little bit.
That's
Yeah,
what,
really
got another slow car up ahead. Who is that? It's the...
Caution! I think I saw the red lights on.
Is the caution out?
I think I saw the red lights on. I may be wrong.
Looking to see, we might... Yeah, we are under caution.
Yes, we
you
are.
right.
Well, that's
And
going to be it.
That's going to end this race. So Daniel Olson looks like he's going to win. And then Daniel Gilbert, James Richardson, Chloe Ericsson.
Oh, there's a wreck!
You guys just wrecked right after they took the line.
I didn't see it. I was looking at the starting grid.
You could still hear it though. I heard it definitely off the corner.
It
Something
was
definitely happened.
one of the 12 cars. One of the number 12 cars. I know we have
Cody
2 of them
Smart,
in this.
possibly?
I believe so.
Well, this isn't... Well, wait a minute. Cody Smart crossed the line in 6th place, was going to transfer, and now it looks like he might not if that's the case, if he was the one involved. And I also noticed another car that was listed up here in the 5th position, or not 5th, make that 7th position, that's not up here, and that's Noah Cars. Both were in line to transfer into the main event, and...
Well, if they're back going, they need to hurry up.
Here's what brought out the initial caution. Looks like the 6
Paul Minnick.
and the 60.
And no.
I don't think the 6 realized the 60 was up there or something, because he just drove right into him.
And
Yeah.
John Henley gets a piece of the wall.
I mean, this is a big track. The spotters are over on the front straightaway, and I think this was over going into 3, so maybe the spotter wasn't able to see for sure if the 6 was clear
if you
high
think
or
about
not.
it, that shouldn't have even have been a caution if you think about it, because
And here's what happened right after they took the caution.
wow,
Yeah,
the 12
96
comes
and
right
12.
down into the 96.
Wow. Oh, and there's DJ Kurtis getting involved.
Seth Cole trying to avoid it.
I think J Cittadino might have gotten a piece back there. I don't know if he was able to get to the bottom and avoid Cody Smart. No, he wasn't.
77's involved, yeah.
Boy.
That is a tough break, like you mentioned. Those 2 were locked in. You know, right after taking the caution flag, that would have ended the race. And some guys look like they're checking up here and getting in
I
the
don't
back of
get
one
it,
another.
though. I mean, what was Cody Smart? Why? I don't understand. If both of them were en route to transfer, I mean, settle your differences after you've crossed the start-finish line with the checkered flag. I mean, why risk not making it into the main event? Especially if you're Cody Smart. I mean, you know, let's say he doesn't even make the main event. I mean, he's a 2-time winner this season. He's trying to get up to the top 5 in the point standings, and he basically just took himself out.
Well, we just took the white flag on the caution, and we got a new top 7.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Daniel
that's-
Olson, Daniel Gilbert, James Richardson, Chloe Ericsson, Caleb Farrell, they were the top 5 crossing the line. They were going to transfer no matter what, but now basically gifted starting spots in the main event later on this week. Becca Tellier, who I believe is going to be making her first career start now in the Hershey's Cup Series main event, and Jordan Lopez, who I believe I'm trying to remember, I think the last time we saw Jordan Lopez in a main event race might have been back at the season opener of Daytona.
Could very well have been.
Let me look here and see. No, I'm incorrect. Lopez has made 2 starts this season. I don't remember where the other start was at. Might have been Las Vegas. But, man. I mean, Becca Tellier basically gifted a main event starting spot, as was Jordan Lopez.
That's going to make for an interesting team meeting between the teams of the 12 and, what was that, the 96?
It really is. I mean, we've seen a couple of rivalries get settled here already, or at least get maybe started up tonight. Vernio and Ericsson, and now Cody Smart and Noah Kars. You don't
Yeah,
really.
I'm sure the car owners of, I mean, I know those two are not teammates, so I'm talking about the individual car owners of those two cars. Can't be happy with either one of their drivers right now. They were locked in and basically cost himself a spot now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Daniel Olson, strong car today. He will win as he crosses the line to take the checkered flag. Daniel Gilbert, James Richardson, Chloe Ericsson, Caleb Farrell, Becca Tellier, and Jordan Lopez will be your top 7 and will make their way into the main event later on this week, as we will now take a look at the full finisher results. I believe they should be official now. Rest of the top 10 were Seth Cole, Tripe and Tacchio Vernio, and Stephen Pollard III. But the thing I'm noticing here, we talked about K Shearer coming in as the points leader. He and Henry Nova, remember, they got in that spin, they got in that wreck, but it didn't bring out the
20th,
caution.
21st.
Yeah, 20th and 21st. Now, K Shearer came in 19 points over second in the standings, which was Daniel Gilbert. Gilbert comes away with second. He was 21 points over Caleb Farrell. Farrell comes away with a top 10 run. So K Shearer, I'm not so certain he's going to be the points leader heading into next week.
Yeah, he will. I think he'll have it by 1 or 2. Because Daniel Gilbert is 19 points, right?
Yes.
And he finished. Where did he finish?
Second.
No, I'm talking about the points leader.
Oh, 21st.
So they'll either be tied. Probably not, because he did.
Yeah, I think Daniel Gilbert led a lap, so I think Gilbert might have the points lead by maybe 1 point.
Yep.
You know, and one thing I found, kind of interesting and kind of surprising here, you notice the 47 and the 4, they were up front, for basically the whole race. So, I mean, track position played a big role here, and that's something you usually don't see at a super speedway.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, but keep in mind, I mean, we kind of consider the Hershey's Cup Series non-charge series a dash series. They don't really run a full distance like they do in the X Series or the Hershey's Cup Series main event, so add more laps onto the races coming up this weekend, and maybe track position's not going to be as much of a factor as we think based on tonight's race.
You know who else is good? I don't know.
You don't know. Anyway,
Nope.
That's going to do it for tonight's race here from Orlando. Very interesting start to the weekend. We'll have to see what the Pizza X Series drivers will do here tomorrow night, as well as the Hershey's Cup Series main event later on this week. Kyle and Michael, I want to thank you for joining me for this evening's festivity.
Oh, no problem. It's good to be here.
No problemo. No problemo. It's always fun to be here.
Okay, so that's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's race. If you did, be sure to give us a like, subscribe to Kupar the Crew today. Also subscribe to these guys' channels. Links to their channels will be in the description below. I'm going to post somebody else's channel for Michael's thing, and he won't know because he doesn't have a memory. And I'll have it be Markiplier. Markiplier's link. And
Right?
Mikeaplier. Anyway.
Markiplier.
Anyway, up next, you're going to see your point standings heading into next week's race. If I remember correctly, I believe next week we're going to Richmond, so you'll be able to see that. And we will see you guys for the remainder of this weekend as you've been watching a production of the NNSCRA offline racing at its best. Good job.